What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Nard coming to you once again. Another week in the books. Another long day's past. I always want to start out by saying thank you for everybody that support. I got to send a special shout out to my sis Jazz. She always showing me love on Twitter. Always plugging people to it, so I want to send a special shout out to her. Shouts out one time for Jazz, everybody. One time for Jazz. Also, I want to say special thank you to my guests last week, Mo and Shanae. We're a hit. Look like a lot of people tuned into it. So just want to send a lot of love their way for being open and honest about the topic we discussed. Also, I went to check out a movie. I went to check out The Gemini Man with Will Smith. Decent movie, kind of all over the place, but definitely worth checking out. It was cool. Well, this week, I got a special guest on here. None other than Chatterneek, a.k.a. Slowneek, a.k.a. Damo, a.k.a. whatever you want to call him. What's happening?
What's going on? CMD.
So I brought Nico on this week. My first week after the 4-part series, just to talk about whatever really we felt like talking about. But some instantly popped in my mind because we brothers, blood brothers, and in light of the J. Cole song "Middle Child" and him basically falling in the middle of the bunch with the kids in our family, as well as kind of falling in the middle of two generations, that being me and my homies, as well as him and his homies, and even kind of in the middle of some of my cousins and they guys.
Mo
and them. So he got a lot of experience in a lot of different areas just from being like in that rare age group, but rare position in a family. So I just was, that came up and I said, this is what we're going to roll with. We're going to roll with, middle child is going to be loosely the topic today. Because with him being the middle child or middle child per se, you have a lot of different influences from the younger aspect as well as the older, as well as that middle ground, which it affects your fashion, it affects your mind frame, it affects the type of shows you grew up watching and things like that, because you probably grew up with older siblings, younger siblings, and, the people you grew up that's in your age group. So I want to ask Neat, what's some of the shows, television shows that you grew up watching that's like your favorites?
Probably the Wayans brothers. Of course. Martin. Jamie Foxx. Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's my show.
Good Times. Cheers.
No doubt.
Quite a few.
And listen, I'm gonna have a show. I'm gonna have a show specifically on television shows. So, without giving too much away.
Yeah, no, and I ain't want to go into it, but you were saying like I was kind of like in the middle, and I think like far as like being in the middle, like when it came to y'all and Mo and the crew, I always felt like, I wasn't in the crew, but I felt like I was a part
of the crew. Yeah,
like I always felt like I was a part of every crew.
Right. And that's the whole thing. That middle child like got like a bunch of different views in the scene a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a weird place to fall. Like you, and it's crazy that J. Cole make that song. Shout out to J. Cole in the song. It's crazy they make that song because it's like I feel like that in a sense with my uncles and with my own guys, just kind of being like in the middle because I'm the youngest out of my crew, but I'm also still in tune like with my uncles. Be Nice, shouts out to Be Nice. And his guys and his friends, as well as my cousins, Rel and Tiny. I'm kind of...
And I was always kind of infatuated with that because I seen y'all crew all the time, and I'm like, man, I want to crews is hard to find these days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's no togetherness.
Y'all got crews. Y'all crew been together since kids and today. So I always was infatuated about it.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to have that crew, but you know what I'm saying? People nowadays they don't have crews like that. You don't have friends like that. You know what I'm saying?
And Chatham was known for crews.
Exactly.
But y'all didn't have no crew. So how was it different?
I had a crew, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all never left. Chatham.
Right.
My crew, they kind of split up here and there.
Because that was kind of around the era where people was just moving into neighborhoods, moving out.
I had Channing, Malcolm.
Shouts out to Channing. Shouts out to Malcolm.
Lil J, Bam, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had my
Shouts out to Bam.
But it wasn't it wasn't like how y'all crew was.
Yeah, still rocking.
Yeah, still rocking.
Yeah. Our crew, because that, our crew and the crews that came before us, everybody was homegrown in China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They mamas, grandmamas, grew up in the neighborhood. So, and if you know anything about our neighborhood, everybody kind of 3 degrees separated. They went to high school. My mama went to high school with your mama, blah, blah, blah. So it's just it's a lot of that, not just in Chatham, but in a lot of communities, around the country. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what kept us all in tune, because I always say, always the common denominator gonna be grandma's house. Anybody grandma's house gonna be the common denominator. Meaning common denominator, what I mean by that is, normally you gonna visit your grandma or your mother's house in the neighborhood for a holiday, which everybody is. So then you typically gonna see even people you ain't seen in a while. That's the time you'll see them. Nowadays, they don't really have that same type of feel no more.
Yeah, y'all crew like American Pie, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Y'all don't see each other for years, but then when y'all get back together, you know what I'm saying? It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
But now people just, you say, people move around so much and done moved around so much. Neighborhoods don't got that same neighborhood feel no more.
Yeah.
Chatham once was you could walk anywhere, go anywhere. You know everybody on that street, things different now. It just ain't got the same,
I wish I could get that feeling back, man.
Yeah, that feeling,
man, it's one of the best feelings, man, you could ever have.
Yeah. So how has being the middle child, in all essence, affected your style of dress? Because you came up, you still in this freaky style, age-wise. You still in a freaky style. But, you seen, some of the classic style, too, or some of them style might have been freaky, but this era definitely freaky dressing.
Yeah, man.
So, you kind of still, in the freaky, I say, y'all era is, more, y'all went designer crazy.
Man, this
we was more urban streetwear, dope dealer dresses.
Yeah.
Your era ushered in the whole designer. I gotta have designer, that start busting people's heads.
Y'all had designer too, man.
But we
y'all had Iceberg.
Iceberg, urban street, dope dealer wear. That was that wasn't popping around the country. Only in urban communities. Y'all era wearing Saint Laurent, Dolce, Moschino,
it's too many videos.
Yeah, and
that's all it is.
And that just ran the price up on everything, because it essentially just pushed out urban streetwear. And so if you wear urban streetwear,
but on top of that, y'all probably seen this shit, but they weren't making knockoffs like they make today.
True, but
so now everybody got access to the shit they see on TV.
But now they is making knockoff, because everybody,
that's what
that price tag on designer so crazy. Back in the day, you could wear damaged jeans or, you know what I'm saying, Boss jeans. That was urban streetwear. It might have not been right. That was just, and people still be like, "Oh, he fly. He got fly today."
Yeah.
Now, if you ain't got on
you ain't got on belly jeans.
Oh my God, Balenciaga, you ain't doing it. That's just with the car.
Ball mange.
That's just with the car. If you ain't stunting something that's 6 figures, you ain't doing it. Come on, man. What? How? What you think of all that? How did that your era? Why was your era so infatuated with like this designer? Shouts out to B. He always was up on the designer way before everybody. I gotta show Byron much love because our cousin Byron,
fashion icon.
he a fashion icon, a creative genius.
They talk about fashion, they can't leave B out of
No,
at all.
B ushered in a bunch of fashion stuff that was before the times. He was talking about Saint Laurent before people was talking about Saint Laurent, YSL, Dior, all this. He been talking about this for 15 years prior to it becoming mainstream and popular.
Yeah,
he been on it.
Talking about getting fly.
And some of these designs that you see out here was his designs that I'm sure have been stole.
Yeah.
Because when he was walking around making clothes, everybody laughed at him. But now the same clothes that he was making is in fashion right now.
Yeah,
so shouts out to my cousin because he definitely was innovative and definitely a trailblazer with that. Yeah. Unfortunately he wasn't able to get it out. But maybe the next phase he'll be, the man with the plan, the man on top. Yeah. But tell me why your era got so infatuated with designer in the European cut.
Man, I have no clue, man. I really don't get off into all the freaky dressing right now. Because now I go into stores, man, now it'd be hard for me to pick out clothes these days.
Right. Like, I honestly feel like it's kind of like body shaming some of these clothes. Because, like, most African-American dudes, black dudes like us, like, if you're a big dude, or even if you ain't just like a super slim person, these clothes just don't fit properly. Everything got this European cut. Tight legs. Shirt feel crazy. Like
tight around the ankle.
Oh my God.
Your shoes look big as hell.
Oh my God. And these big shoes. I can't get with it. I mean, some of the stuff okay, for certain people, but I think everybody got off into this entertainer look.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Like, they start mimicking the way the entertainers dress, like the rappers, and which has always been the thing. But like now, it's just crazy because people out here ain't even paying they rent trying to get.
And I think rappers changed the game too, Nardi, because they fashion too. Like back when y'all was coming up, they kind of dressed like those boys.
Yeah.
Now they in this high, they in this high end stuff, this Dior, Balenciaga, and all that stuff.
That's crazy.
And man, rappers, don't even look like rappers these days.
Nah, they look like R&B singers.
Yeah, they like R&B singers.
Well, everybody want a fake sing on track. Shout out to Mo for dissing the auto tune last week. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want y'all to hear from two perspectives because Neek considerably younger than me. And considerably younger than, not considerably younger than Mo, but right up under Mo. So this ain't just like no hating. We ain't just hating, saying this fashion, ain't what it is because I'm older and I'm just hating on the youth. No, that's why I wanted to get the middle child perspective on it, and just see what he think about social media. What about the social media? That was one of my shows.
Social media, I understand the platform. You know what I'm saying? People trying to get their businesses out. So I get it.
Yeah, but everybody ain't on there trying to get no business.
Yeah, I know some niggas on there trying to, what I'm saying, all that smalls or something.
Right.
I know what I'm saying.
So like, that being the era that you came up in, we always talk, some of the homies, and like y'all had it easy as far as trying to talk to females, getting up with girls.
Well, not me, like, cause like you said.
But
like,
you
I came up in the middle.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's weird for me to hit somebody with the text. Like I hit them with the text, right. But eventually, you know what I'm saying, I want to hear from them. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to them on the phone. But
you still was thrust in the middle, like right in the middle of when it became big. So like you could DM somebody easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but that wasn't my lane.
He was just brought up around some OGs.
I was brought up different.
Yeah. Man. But I'm just saying though, like you kind of like smack dab in the middle where you can relate to both.
Cause I feel like I grew up in the middle, like, cause like if you like back then, like if you know what I'm saying, we did something like that, they like, man, you scared as hell, man. We'll go over there and talk to her, whatever. Yeah. So it was a lot more pressure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a lot more pressure.
Push you like, oh man, go over there and talk to her.
Yeah, it was.
And like you said you go over there, you got that stale face for a minute.
Oh my God.
Like trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna say.
So like you what about time? Like what was a great time that you can remember you know, and I know you ain't an old person or anything like that, but everybody got a time in their life that was just, like I said, golden. You know, what I planned on doing now is, you know, because of the 4-part series, what has happened is a lot of people have been reaching out to me and they just want in on those conversations. Yeah. So now I figure I just make them a part of my routine when I move forward. So we done already touched on social media. So tell me about time. Like, what was your time when you felt like it was you could get the flyers? Like what around when?
I would say probably around probably like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Like probably like 06.
Like what?
Me, like 06, 07.
What was some of the stuff that was popping? What was some of
the of course it was Polo. It was Ralph Lauren.
Polo timeless pieces.
What else? It was
sweaters was big.
Yeah, sweaters was big. What type of sweater?
I mean, you know, you could throw on a sweater or a mock neck sweatshirt that was popping then, like, and be fly. And the pants wasn't too crazy then yet.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, and what else was popping around that time? Robin jeans.
Yeah. Trues
was popping. I never really.
Trues fit too crazy.
They were too freaky.
They fit too crazy. Bell bottoms. Back then, now they done made them European cut, but back then, if you had Trues, they was wide at the bottom.
Yeah. So around that time, that's what was popping. It was Trues, Polo, and Robin jeans and all that. So,
also, everybody, this the house. I'm on the road with the show right now. And if y'all remember correctly, y'all go back to my Off the Porch edition. When we was at the diaper dinner, he since had the baby. The baby's almost a week old. Shouts out to my niece, Dominique. Now, you being a middle child and now having children, how's that been? Because you know, like I say, in the middle, so like my kids came up under you, but kind of with you at the same time, my older children. And now you know, starting out having your own kids. So you kind of got like hands-on experience, like with kids from me.
From a young age.
Yeah, shouts out to my niece, Amira. For everybody that's listening to, check out my niece website, A Wink and a Mirror. Yeah. So she a young business entrepreneur.
Yeah, I just felt like it was more easier. Like the transition with kids was more easier for me since I've been around kids forever.
Right.
So it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was, man, like no brainer. Like it didn't bother me at all.
Like you got
some niggas get jitters and stuff like that. Like I didn't feel that. I didn't get that.
On top of us coming from the house full of people.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know, being around kids, everybody don't have, like, you know, people that ain't been around kids a lot, you know, don't have this patience. You know what I'm saying? But with you being around some of my crazy kids, did it help your patience? Did it help your understanding of how kids operate? But on top of you already having children, I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It definitely helped me, as well as Turtle Kids, too.
Turtle Kids, yes.
I was around them a lot. So, you know, it just, you know how kids are. Of course, your kids, whatever time they gonna let me know that it's snack time.
Snack time. Shouts out to Brookie.
8 times a day, every 5 minutes it's snack time.
Shouts out to Brookie.
So, yeah.
But yeah, like, so also, you know, in this new era of you know, access to everything and anything, like, so you came up. And like I say, it was kind of, you started out in the time where it wasn't, you know, the internet was starting, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Mm-hmm. Like, so how have you benefited from like all this new technology and everything like that? Just, you know, being a young man.
Yeah, man, everything's online, man. Like it bugged me out sometimes, man.
Right, because
type in anything and I could do my research on it.
Yeah. And you was around for when we was really going to the stores to buy clothes. To now, it's just like
Yeah, I still gotta go to stores. Even though people shop online, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, me, like, from the area I come from, like, we gonna get fly. Like, I need to see how it look. Like, I need to put it on, see how it fits.
Yeah, cause like I said,
I ain't in the bad shit offline.
But I think that got a lot to do with this whole European cut.
Yeah.
Like, this make you second guess.
Even
everything
I still would go to the store.
But I mean, like, now I could see something in my size and be like, yeah, I'm finna order that.
Yeah, it look good on the internet.
But I mean, like, literally, it's my size, and then you get it in.
Dog, that shit either be too small or too big.
Please, somebody bring Urban Streetwear back for us fellas who abnormally tall or big or slim or whatever the case may be.
And yeah, I was listening to, y'all was talking about change last
Right.
UND. And you was asking him, like, what was the biggest change from moving from Chicago and all that. And for me, I feel like I needed to move. I'm from Chicago as well,
Shout out. If you don't know, you better know. Everybody who knows.
So I feel like I needed to make that change because I feel like I wasn't progressing.
Right.
And I feel like I was at a standstill. And I just feel like if I didn't make that change, then, I didn't think it was going to turn out for,
the better. Yeah.
So I feel like I needed to make that change.
And for everybody that's listening, go ahead.
What I'm saying? And due to you, I was able to make that change.
I got to tell y'all,
a lot of people don't got access to people, that will help them, to grow as a person.
Yep.
And I was able to have it. And I know a lot of people don't.
And like I said, on that MO and them, if you got, one of the main things to change, sometimes people need help. Yeah. Like, and if you don't have, the help to change, and I ain't talking about money, and I ain't talking about, a place to stay. Sometimes you just need somebody to help you maneuver in what you're trying to do. Or, shouts out to Dapper Dan, because I watched the interview with him and he was saying some things and some people I put in your life or you look at for aspirational purposes. Meaning, you not necessarily may not go about it the way they go about it, but you aspire to maybe get to where they're at or aspire to say, you know what, I'm going to move somewhere else and make a way. And this for everybody around the world, everybody around the United States. Also, I want to chime in that I did check my stats, and I got people in Africa listening, so I want to shout out Africa. I want to shout out Morocco, and I want to shout out Canada for everybody that's out there listening. But you got people that's, and it's for everybody. You got people that's in communities, not just urban communities, that, because I don't want to just paint the light on urban communities that everything just all bad and you can't do, what you want to do. I'm just saying about a mind frame in a comfort zone that sometimes leads you to believe that I ain't gonna say that leads you to believe. I'm gonna say that puts you in a stale space where sometimes if you go somewhere different, like it give you a new insight and a new outlook on stuff, and you might say, you know what, I'm about to try to be this way.
Yeah.
So,
bro, my change wasn't, wasn't, all good. Like, it was better for me, but at the same time, it was, it was hard for me because in that time span of my change, I lost my mother.
Yeah.
So I felt like I didn't get, I didn't get a lot of time with her, and it affected me in a, a different way.
Yeah.
Opposed to, probably y'all. It probably didn't affect y'all in the same, it affected y'all, but probably not in the same way because, you was much older.
Yeah.
Everybody else was still there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, y'all, most of y'all, y'all kind of had y'all fathers in the picture or whatever.
Right.
Opposed to me, I kind of did.
Right.
So, when my mama passed, it was more of a like, that was it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
As opposed to y'all, y'all still got your fathers around or whatever.
And at that time, I was
it was like an empty space for me.
Yeah.
So that was one of the hardest things, leaving Chicago and the change that I had to make.
Yeah, but you know, like we always say, everything happened for a reason, and you know, though you know, sometimes you got to do what you need to do to help other people out, because sometimes if you don't make the change, you know, sometimes it ain't just about you. Like when I decided to pick up and leave, at the same time I was feeling just like Neek and I was feeling like Mo. Not understanding, you know, that at some point, you know, it may lead to other people looking at me saying, maybe I need to do something different. So now looking back on it, reflecting on it, I understand my purpose for leaving and coming somewhere different, because it wasn't just about me. It started a whole domino effect that, you know, I feel like showed a lot of different people that you don't have to just stay somewhere and be stagnant. You can go somewhere else and, you know, make a way too. You know, sometimes it's better to be the big fish in a small pot than to be the small fish in a big pot.
No doubt.
Because sometimes, you know, the knowledge and the experiences that you have may benefit you somewhere else where, you know, it ain't just a rat race with a whole bunch of different people. You know, so sometimes that's the essence of going somewhere else too, because the appreciation level for what you might know and your understanding and your experiences may be better somewhere else. Whereas if you're from somewhere like New York, Chicago, LA, where everything is oversaturated with a bunch of people that got similar experiences, similar abilities, it's hard to break through. So for anybody else out there that's listening, that's, you know, on the verge of doing something or considering doing something, don't be scared. Just do it. You know, something is great on the other side of that fear.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get back into the conversation with Neek. We done talked about fashion. We done talked about the change. We done talked about social media. And now I specifically want to talk about food, because leaving Chicago to come here.
Oh, man. It's a big change.
Oh, man. Listen. Now, I've been here for years, but I still haven't been able to find the type of food that just make me excited about waking up to go get.
You ain't gonna find it.
Now, I know Neek, he travel and venture out to all these different restaurants.
Yeah.
So, tell me what some of the best spots you've been to down here since you left Chicago, and how does it measure up to Chicago?
You know, we like, you know, Harold's. You know, we like wings and fish, sharks and stuff like that. The closest place, you know, I feel like they ain't on that level, but they got good food, is Big Shakes.
Shouts out to Big Shakes.
Big Shakes is, you know, they pretty good. I don't know. I think I kind of moved up, like, you know, from the hood foods to, like, you know, a little higher level foods.
Yeah.
So I don't really, you know what I'm saying.
Well, what's some of the high level foods? Like, what's some of?
Well, they like high level.
But you know what I'm saying, like
you know, Stony Rivers, you know, J. Alexander,
right.
stuff like
Look,
that.
This guy got money, y'all. He
Nah,
he got money.
Maggiano's.
Yeah, well, I just ate Popeyes today. He eat Maggiano's. I had churches yesterday.
So yeah, so that's, you know what I'm saying. That's more the, you know, the lane I'm in right now.
Right. What about shoe wear? Because you've been around a lot of iconic shoes and eras, and then now this shoe era.
Shoe wear these days is crazy. All you gotta do is give me a pair of basic white walls and I'm good.
Classic timeless.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with them. So that's what, you know, shoes too crazy.
What about any of these fat shoes now? Do you like any of them? Like I said, we're trying to get some insight from you. You be in the middle of everything.
Yeah, there's a few shoes. Let's see. Of course, you know, like LeBron's. What else? I like the Balmain shoes.
Yeah, I mean, they cool.
Like them. They cool. Even though they fat, they cool. I can see myself wearing them. I like the 2 Chainz, the Versace shoes.
Those are pretty dope.
Them
I get
dope.
those. Those dope.
Them dope.
Shouts out to 2 Chainz for a dope product.
Of course, Travis Scott Jordans.
I hadn't seen them.
Yeah,
Y'all know I'm old. I ain't know Travis Scott had a Jordan.
So yeah, it's still some decent shoes out there. It's just it's a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? You just really gotta dig and look.
Right. But I mean, it's hard to look when it seems like we've been force fed all this European fat shoe wear. Because anytime I look on something, now every designer or every like shoe brand trying to mimic what they see and make the same type of stuff. And I just want,
whether it's Chanel,
right,
Givenchy, all that. Now it's basically like the same shoe. And shout out to Yeezy.
Yeah, Yeezy always got
I mess with Yeezy. Yeezy
always
got some dope shoes.
But the price point on stuff now crazy, man. Like, cause I noticed like everything.
We just in a different time.
Yeah,
you know
but
this is like back in the day. Niggas was getting mics, but you know what I'm saying.
What?
You know they was high end back in the day for the economy that we was living.
Yeah, but listen, actually the economy was better then. 130 compared to 1130 is still, I don't care. Because everything else going up, but the pay what people making ain't. Yeah. So like everybody ain't a trapper or got dough like to where they just going to buy some $1,500 Balmains or some $1,300 Balenciagas. Like
that's why.
Like if you make $20,000 a year, it's foolish for you to buy some $1,500 Balmains.
That's why they're out here faking it till they make it. That's what they doing. That's why you see a lot of Fugazi.
Yeah,
a lot of joys.
Y'all hear that?
With the jump man on.
Y'all hear that, designers? Y'all putting pressure on people, man. Y'all putting pressure on
kids,
people.
Man.
Then this is part of the reason kids getting bullied, because now they trying to access stuff that's inaccessible. Like when I was younger, it was some stuff that was expensive, but we had a clear-cut understanding that if that shoe was $120 or $130, we probably wasn't gonna get it, but it was still obtainable. It was still within reach, because you still coming up with $120 is way different than coming up with $1,700 for some Giuseppe's. Like that's like a whole, like my son came in right now and asked me for some Giuseppe's. I'm gonna laugh so hard that he might feel like he just got bullied. Because it's not happening. Even the clothes, like back in the day, you could get fly for a minimal cost. Now, if you ain't rocking something that look designer, even the fake stuff hitting on the price side harder than, you know what I'm saying, just what you would buy back in the day. And I don't know, man. I don't know how people do it.
You know, I always kind of like to me, when it came to, clothes, I was kind of like always into the jacket, jacket lane. As long as I got a, white tee, a dope jacket, and some dope jeans and some shoes, I was good. Yeah. I was fly. I feel like I was fly. I feel like that's all I needed.
And see, that's what I try to explain to my kids, but they're young. Because I always say, when in doubt, just go with classic pieces.
That's it.
Shell toe Adidas, white Air Force Ones, Timberlands.
You got a dope jacket, man.
Nice jacket.
That's all it takes.
Wash your ass.
You in there. Yeah. Like my mama said, I'll be coming to this bitch smell like NBA. Nothing but ass.
Nothing but ass. Wash up. Get you a nice haircut. Get your hair done. Yeah. Sometimes that go further than like a $3,000 outfit. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you do good. Shouts out to Prime. But also, I just wanted to touch on some classic movies, because like I say, you right smack in the middle. So you saw movies that we saw, and you watching some of these new movies.
New Jack City, Thin Line.
Oh, Thin Line.
Classic.
We got that playing in a black backdrop right now.
House Party.
Oh man.
Foul Heartbeat.
Oh boy. Temptation. Temptations.
Classic, man. Yeah, Temptations. What else? Blue Hill Avenue. Boys in the Hood. Yeah, we got quite a few classics, man, that I, kind of came up on. And being in the middle.
Oh yeah. And to get ready to wrap this up, we listen and watch a bunch of different podcasts and stuff like that. So tell me some of your favorites. What's some of your favorite podcasts?
Oh yeah, I was listening to you when you did your, introduction. And I was kind of upset because you had left out Nori now.
Shouts out to Nori.
Shouts
out to Drink Champs. Shouts out to DJF and EFN.
Yeah, and then I recently seen T.I. got a new podcast.
Oh yeah, Expeditiously.
Yeah.
Shout out to T.I. and his podcast.
So yeah, Tip, of course, Mike Tyson, Hotbox, what else? Gillian Wallow, $1 million worth of game.
No doubt.
What else? I'm forgetting somebody else. I'm trying to think who else.
Shout out to Choke No Joke. I rock with him even though he don't got a podcast.
Choke No Joke, yeah. Joe Budden. Yeah, that's probably about it. That's probably all who I listen to as far as podcast wise.
I watch them, but some of them, the time it be 3 hours, and I just be like, wow.
Yeah, I can, I like the information that certain guests be having sometimes.
Yeah, no
like
doubt.
shit that I might not have knew of. Right. So yeah.
Well, man, we had Nick on here giving us some information on and some insight on being a middle child, smack dab in the middle. Shouts out to J. Cole, like he said, a 2 to 3 generations. So we just want to thank him for coming through, blessing the show. As I transition and go into my song of the week. My song of the week is by a group named Simply Red, and it's called Holding Back the Years. If you hadn't heard that record, which I'm sure you have, check it out. That's Simply Red, Holding Back the Years. And my quote of the day.
Whatever that song is. Because I'm not aware of that.
Listen, man.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about, y'all.
I want to make sure y'all get a well-rounded blend.
This is the part of the middle of the shots that I get lost in. Because I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Hey, well, listen, for all the middle children and all the people that's younger, now you got something to go back and search.
Yeah, Google.
Go back and Google.
Talking about
and shouts out to Google because that's one of the new things.
I definitely got to Google that.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell
and even if you hadn't heard it, you probably heard it before. You probably, your mama, your daddy, somebody. You heard it in the backdrop or something or on the movie or something. So I like to stay with timeless and classic pieces. So I ain't really giving you nothing that I don't feel like that I don't rock with. So anything that I make the song of the day is some I listen to on a daily or weekly or monthly or that's just in my playlist. So check it out whether you like it or not. And my quote of the day is pay attention to the people that don't clap for you when you find success. And my legend of the week, since I had my brother Nick on here, and he's, the topic obviously was middle child. I went to a high school that was off the beaten path, and shouts out to GWHS.
So I did as well.
And so having him on here just sparked something in my mind to make me think about this particular person who was so impactful in my life, as well as hundreds of other guys. My legend of the week is my coach, T. Dobbs. Now, Coach T, who's still my hitter right now, he was what I call a middle child, meaning he was young, but he was older than us, but he wasn't as old as the other coaches. He had swag. He had the nice cars. He had the beautiful wife. He had all the fresh gym shoes, but we still respected him as an adult and as a man and as our coach. There's nothing he wouldn't do for the players, even coming out of his own pocket. And you never know how much something means to somebody when you're growing up in the urban community of Chicago. A ride to the train, a hot dog from the hot dog stand after a game, a couple of dollars here and there when you might have didn't have what you needed to have, or it could have been car fare for the next day that he didn't even know you needed car fare. Just a uplifting word, or a swift kick in the ass when you wasn't doing what you're supposed to do. He was in a great position because, like I say, he was old, but he was young. And everybody had a lot of respect for him, and I don't think he get the respect and love that he should, because from the NBA to just people that's working regular jobs right now, he's come into contact with or impacted their life in a positive way. I watch sports now. My kids play sports, and these coaches, I don't feel like have the same dedication or love for sports. I think it's more like everybody trying to make $1 million kid, and I'll coach my son and his team and be good to him until it's time for my son to leave. Coach T always did it, and it didn't have nothing to do. He wasn't getting paid by the school. It was just some passion that he had for the game and passion that he had for helping these kids. It been many a nights, it been cold, and he'll drop me off at the train or pick me up from the house, or like I say, take me to get something to eat.
Yeah,
or just
hard, he'll give give you some money, whatever you need.
Or just talk to me the way I need to be talked to. And he was very relatable because, like I say, he could speak to us from all different points of view because he was also in the middle. So I want to send number of love and blessings to Coach T. Everybody who knows. I got mad love for you. I love you, T. And I want to say thank you on the behalf of myself and all the other hundreds of players, as well as just people and kids and adults now that you've impacted. Because now you a legend, because when people tell their stories now, all around, now I'm in Tennessee, I ain't in Chicago, all around the world, they got stories about Coach T. So my legend of the week, none other than Coach T. London Town, stand up. Coach T, stand up. And that concludes my show for this week. I want to send all the love to Neek and my new niece, Dominique. Also, I want to send a shout out to LaShonda for doing the damn thing and delivering this healthy, beautiful baby.
No doubt.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I always say, the real won't be televised, and everybody who knows.